Hey there. Looks like we are live. I'm just going to give it a minute so that some people can come through. Um, First things first, let me know if you can hear me properly. That's the most important thing. If you can hear me properly, I need to know if people can hear me properly or if you can see me properly. Let me know in the comment section. I would love to know that. And while we are doing that, can you also like this video, guys, so that the YouTube algorithm can push it out to, so that other people can also come in and join us. The more the merrier. If you can, please do come through. Let me know if you can see me or if you can hear me properly. I would appreciate that. Just send an emoji or a thumbs up or something, guys, so that I know that you can hear me and see me properly. I need to know that before I start rambling away on this live stream. And also, if you can, please kindly invite others to also come and join us. I would love that. I would love that. I would love that, honestly. Invite others to come in and join us as well. That would be really, really great. Can you all see me and hear me properly? I can't see any comments. Please, someone help me. Help me out. Help me out. Send an emoji or something. I just need to know if you can see me or hear me properly. Or you could like the video. I would know. If you also liked the video, I would know that everything is working out fine. All right. Maybe it looks like I'm the one who's not seeing the comments. Oh, okay. No comments yet. Okay, I'm just going to assume that you can all see and hear me properly and just start the live stream. If you can invite some other people, please do so. Please share the link with your friends. I would really, really appreciate it. Let's hang out together and oh, Miss Honey. Oh, you can hear me. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay, so I wanted to just hang out with you guys and answer some of your questions. I know that a lot of you have been following me for some time, and you're a little bit familiar with me and my channel. You know what I'm all about. And if this is your first time to see me, my name is Aaron Shu. I am a YouTuber from Zimbabwe. My YouTube channel is mainly dedicated to demystifying disability and raising disability awareness. In case you are not aware of my story, the very much shortened and abbreviated version is I was born with a disability that affects my mobility. So I get by with the aid of a wheelchair because I can't walk or stand up, and I also need caregiving because I am unable to take care of myself because of the nature of my disability. It's some form of spinal muscular atrophy. So it's sort of like a degenerative disease, but not really. So that's the condition that I have. I've pretty much been disabled all my life since I was from the very first day that I was born. I actually, according to the doctors, wasn't even supposed to live to be this old. They'd said I would never get to be 5 years old, but by the grace of God, I was able to just, live and grow and get stronger. And, I'm still alive today. Yes, my health is not perfect. I do have some health challenges that I face every now and again, but for the most part, I am doing okay. Sometimes I like to say that I am a living miracle. I'm that person that the doctors had said I would never survive, but I did survive. So I just love to talk to people about what life is really like for someone who has a disability. And so I thought it was a good idea for us to just hang out together and talk about just what life is like for me as someone who has a disability. So I'm hopeful that some of you did see my post where I was encouraging you to submit any questions that you may want to ask me about my life, and you are very much open to ask me about anything that you want to know. So in case you didn't get an opportunity to submit your questions, you can do that in the comment section. I will be getting to your questions and trying to answer them to the best of my ability. And to everyone who actually submitted their questions, thank you so much. I hope that I'll get around to answering your questions. I got a lot of questions actually. I'm just going to refresh. The page where people were submitting their questions anonymously here so that I can see what kind of questions I got. Yesterday, I tried to do a little bit of organization, organizing some of the responses that I got into categories so that I could answer the questions with a little bit of order. It's like if, um, wow. All right, all right, all right. Wow. Before we continue, guys, I would appreciate it if you could like the video. If you are watching this video, please just give it a thumbs up. It would mean a lot uh, to me. Please like the video, like the video, like the video. Just hit that like button. Please, please, please. I'm just gonna give you a couple of seconds to do that. I would really appreciate just like the video, guys. And right, let's get right into it. So I'm going to start by answering the questions that I received yesterday, and then I'm gonna come into the comment section a little bit later on. But for now, if you have any questions, just drop them in the comment section. I promise I'll get to them. Right. Like I was saying, I tried to organize the questions a little bit so that we have a little bit of chronological order. And let's start with questions about my personal experiences regarding disability. Okay. The first question says, how has being born with a disability shaped your outlook on life and faith? Okay, this is obviously a question that is coming from someone who knows that not only am I disabled, but that I am also a Christian, that I'm a believer, that I'm a person of faith. I'm going to say that being born with a disability has taught me a lot of lessons, as you can imagine. The obvious ones like resilience and just being strong and learning acceptance, because at the end of the day, when you have a disability, you just have to learn to accept yourself. You will obviously go through a lot of struggle, a lot of confusion, a lot of stress, because being disabled is not easy. That is one thing that I'm just going to say right off the bat, especially having a physical disability, one that requires other people to take care of you. It's no walk in the park. I'm not even going to lie about that. And especially the nature of my disability that also comes with a lot of health complications is quite difficult to deal with. So obviously you go through a lot of ups and downs, a lot of depression, you question yourself, there's a lot of anxiety, there's a lot of stress, there's a lot of anger and bitterness even towards God. And I went through all that, especially when I was still growing up, because I had a lot of questions and I was just asking myself, like, God, Your word says that you love me, but if you really love me, why am I going through this? And how come no matter how much I pray, no matter how much I try to dedicate myself to you or to your word, I'm not receiving a miracle. I'm not getting healed. I'm not getting up from this wheelchair and walking. So all those were the kind of questions that I was asking myself. And it was mostly because I did have an understanding that my disability didn't define who I was completely. Yes, it forms a part of who I am and a part of my identity, but it's not the entire definition of who Aaron is. There is the real Aaron who is inside, the one um, that will be accountable for my life at the end of the day. And I was just focusing on, like, if I'm a good person, if God really loves me, and if I'm a good guy, then if I pray, then I get healed. There was a lot of lack of understanding that was going on in those days. In my life, also where the church where I was fellowshipping, so there was just a lot of confusion, and all of that made me angry and bitter towards God. So yeah, it's a very complicated story, one that I can't really answer in a single question. I have videos on my channel that you could look at where I spoke in depth about such issues. So you can check them out. I am sure they will answer you way better than I could in a single um response. Okay, there's another question that says, can you share a pivotal moment in your life that significantly impacted how you view your disability? Uh, I would say it was when I was still very young, when I started understanding that I had a disability. When I was younger, for some reason, I was very oblivious to my disability. I was just hanging out with my friends, and even though everybody else could walk, and I wasn't walking. I remember I used to crawl. That's how I used to move around a lot, especially when I was around 3, 4 years old. That's what I used to do when I was hanging out with my friends. But for some reason I never really thought about it, like, why am I not walking when everybody else is? But when my friends started going to school and I couldn't go to school because we were still looking around for the best school for me, and there was still a lot of things to consider, like they needed to make sure that I would be comfortable there and that I would be able to cope with such an environment. So I had to go to school a year later than my peers. And when my friends were going to school and I wasn't, that's when I started asking some questions. My mom always points out that I started asking her, like, why are all my friends going to school and I'm not? And then that's when she started explaining to me that you have a disability, so you are not really like your friends. Um, you are a little bit different. Some things may happen a little bit slower for you. Some things may take a little bit of time. You need to be patient. We need to put extra care into the school that you go to, the teachers that you have, and we need to make sure that you are adequately prepared for school. I would say that is the moment when I started understanding that I have a disability and that I might be a little bit different from my friends. So I would say that that's a pivotal moment in my life that may have significantly impacted how I view my disability. I just understood that I'm a little bit different, that I need to be patient, and that some things are going to take a little bit longer than they would for my peers. So I answered that way. Another question: what has been the most challenging experience you faced, and how did you overcome it? I don't know if this is applicable in other parts of the world, but I'm in my 30s now, so I've been disabled for a very long time. When I was younger, there was still a lot of uh, I would say, myths around disabled people, Africa, and sometimes our negative perceptions towards disability, juju, and stuff like that. There were people who strongly believed that my disability was some kind of bad omen, and they wouldn't allow their children to hang out with me or play with me. And that was quite hurtful. And I still remember that even up to now, even though it happened almost 25 or so years ago, I still remember it very well. Their parents felt like that I was, I was I was a sign of bad luck, and that hanging out with me was a bad omen, and that I would bring bad luck and misfortune to their children. And some of them were very blatant about it, and they were not very subtle about their opinions, and they would say it right to my face or to my mom's face, and that made my childhood a little bit uncomfortable. But it wasn't everyone. Some people were very friendly and very loving and very accommodating, but there was just some people who had that kind of belief, and it made my childhood a little bit uncomfortable. It's still uncomfortable even today when I try to remember it. So I would say that's one challenging experience I faced. How did I overcome it? I think I just outgrew it. I just learned to focus on the people who were interested in being my friend, in the people who loved me, in the people who welcomed me and accommodated me, and the people who were willing to open their arms to embrace me and have me as an integrated part of society. And of course, as I grew older and I learned the truth about who I am and my identity, and I started understanding that I'm God's beloved and I'm the apple of His eye, and I'm not a sign of bad luck or bad omen. And that's just basically how I would say I overcame it. Even now, some people still think that disabled people are a little bit weird, but I'm way too grown to care about that now. Before we move on to the next question, please, if you are watching the video and you haven't yet liked this video, please like this video, give it a thumbs up. I would really, really appreciate it. And also, if you have a question that you would like me to get to a little bit later on, drop it in the comment section. I would appreciate it. If you can also share this video, guys, please do so. Share the video with someone so that others can also come in and join the fun. I would love it. Okay, let's move on with the questions. How do you stay motivated during tough times, especially when dealing with your disability? Wow, this is a very relevant question. I'm just going to say that there are a lot of ups and downs. I don't know, maybe I am too positive. A lot of people think that I'm always very positive about my disability, that I'm always upbeat, that I'm always confident, that I'm always ready to go, and I always have a very positive outlook on life. No, I don't. Having a disability is very challenging, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. I deal with a lot of anxiety, I deal with a lot of depression, I deal with a lot of worries, but I always just at the end of the day just have to remind myself that God is there for me. He loves me. He is my source for everything. That is how I stay motivated. I just remind myself of my identity in Christ, and that I'm very much loved, and that encourages me way more than anything else. And then also on a more practical side, I know that some people say, "Oh, okay, faith," but that's not really practical. So if we want to be real or practical, as some people would say, I also have I try to have a supportive system around me, my friends, my family, who are there to encourage and uplift me and pick me up when I'm feeling down. And I would say that's how I stay motivated during difficult times. And then with disability, it's more about just acceptance. You just need to accept, and then when you have accepted that you do have a disability, then you find a way to be comfortable with yourself and comfortable in your own skin and then you need to learn to adapt as well. Just find a way to make things work out, and try not to be miserable, basically, because this is the life you've been given. That's what I remind myself. This is my life. This is not a rehearsal. This is my life. And if I don't enjoy it, then I'm missing out. And then I am probably, in fact, I am actually never going to get another opportunity again to enjoy life or anything like that, because this is it. So that's how I stay motivated. How did your degree in marketing influence your approach to growing your YouTube channel? I don't think I used it much. I was learning everything from scratch. I started my YouTube channel in 2019, if I still remember correctly. I was just sort of winging it. I had been following other creators with disabilities, and they inspired me to start my own channel, because most of the creators that I was seeing with disabilities were from countries like the United States and Canada, Australia, first world countries. And I didn't really see anyone was doing it from Africa. And now there are a few, but back then there wasn't. And or I didn't know of anybody who did. But so I was just winging it. I was just checking out videos on how to edit a video, how to upload a video, how to. I was just learning from YouTube, honestly. I don't think I actually used my degree in marketing. Uh, no, not really. No, not really. Not really. I didn't. I didn't. This question obviously came from someone who knows I have a degree in marketing. So that kid is out of the bag. For those who didn't know, professionally, I my background is in marketing. So yeah. What led you to transition from working in a bank to focusing on YouTube and disability advocacy? Okay, this is clearly somebody who knows me. I did work in a bank for about 11 months, but it was like an internship, industrial attachment. It was a part of my degree program. Here in Zimbabwe, our degrees are structured in such a way that most of them they are 4-year degree programs. I was doing a Bachelor of Science honors in international marketing. So for my third year, part of the completion of the degree requires that you get some hands-on work experience. That's when I was working in a bank. It wasn't like a proper job. It was internship. But of course, I was doing everything that someone who is gainfully employed would still do, and I was also on a salary or an allowance. I would call it that. So yeah, it's pretty much a job, but just that officially, you are not entitled to too many benefits, because you are not a full-time employee. What was the question? What led you to transition from working in a bank to focusing on YouTube? No, as soon as my internship was done, that was that. And also, the bank closed down in my town. So maybe if they had kept open, I would have probably continued working there after my graduation. But I don't think banking was really my thing. I loved and enjoyed it, especially when I was doing front desk work, because I love interacting with people. So when I was doing like the real marketing work, then that was incredible. But the actual banking stuff, the numbers and the money and the yeah, it wasn't really my thing. Focusing on YouTube, I would say YouTube was born out of necessity. Like I said, I wanted to talk about disability and raise disability awareness and demystify disabilities, because I was frustrated by some of the experiences that I was going through as someone with a disability. So I thought if I started a YouTube channel where I just demystified disabilities, one video at a time, by talking about disability and just showing how real and ordinary my life is as a person with a disability, then I would be doing some cool advocacy work without being too formal. That was the idea. Okay, let me take a little bit of a breather. Wow. Do I still have some people watching? Do I still have some people watching? If you are watching, please drop some emojis. Drop some emojis for me, please, guys. I would love that. And remember, I'll also be coming through to your questions. So if you have a question for me, please drop them in the comment section. I'll be getting to them as soon as I'm done with the ones that were submitted yesterday. Also, if you haven't liked the video, please like and share this video. Please hit the like button. It will mean the world to me. Thank you so much. Please share the video with someone, guys. Um, please share the video with someone so that others can also come in and watch. Right. Let me see if I can share it on my social media. Let me just refresh. Wow, I received a lot of questions. I hope I'll be able to go through them all. I'll try to rush and not spend too much time on the on a single question. I know that I ramble a lot. Okay, let me see. Where were we? Um wow, there are a lot of questions. Uh let me see. Have you ever considered going back to a traditional job, or is YouTube your main focus now? I have I've worked for a little bit. I had a job just before the pandemic, but unfortunately I fell ill, and since then my health hasn't been well enough for me to actually go back to work full time. Of course, I would love to work as long as the traditional job is something that I can do, something that I'm qualified to do, something that I'm passionate about, and something that is feasible for me. Preferably, I would want something I could do from home, but if you are from Africa, if you are from Zimbabwe, it's very rare to find a job that you can actually do from home, which is unfortunate because there's a lot of inaccessibility in Africa. So you would find that sometimes you may actually even get a job, qualify for one, get hired, and then you find out that their premises are not wheelchair accessible, and then you can't actually go to the job, which is quite unfortunate. So you would hope that if such, for such an environment, they would be more open to people um, working from home, but it doesn't work quite like that. Also, the internet is very expensive, and most of it is not very good. So I just don't know how that would work for me. But I would love a traditional job. YouTube is not my main focus, as you can all see. I don't get that many views. I do have a lot of subscribers because at some point I was posting YouTube shorts, and a lot of people were gravitating towards that. So I got a lot of subscribers, but then they are not really committed to long form videos. So as you can see, there are very few people watching this live, even though I have a lot of subscribers. So it's not my main focus because I don't make any money to talk about from YouTube as it is. Maybe in the future, if you guys keep watching and keep sharing and not skipping those ads, who knows? What advice would you give to someone with a disability who wants to pursue a career in marketing? I would say go for it. Disability is not inability. I know that this is a cliche by now, but it's true. Disability is not inability. If you are interested in marketing and you think it's your thing and you're passionate about it, then go for it. I don't see why you shouldn't. Moving right along to another question. What inspired you to start your YouTube channel in 2019 and how has it evolved since then? I think I've already talked about how I started my YouTube channel and why. But as far as I think another thing that I forgot to mention is that I was seeing that the other YouTube content creators who were talking or showcasing their lives as people with disabilities were from first world countries, and it was difficult for me to relate as an African because they had a lot of gadgets that some of them are not even easily available in Africa, like a lot of cars that have modifications that could be driven by someone who has a severe disability. In Africa, it's very rare to find such a vehicle and assistive devices. Some of them I had never seen anyone with them here in Africa, and I was like, maybe it's about time someone talks about disability from an African perspective, so that other people with disabilities from Africa can also relate. So that was also one reason why I had to start my own channel. And how has it evolved since then? I just made a decision not to just exclusively talk about disability. I just decided that maybe the best thing for me to do if I were to really demystify disabilities was just to showcase myself living my life just generally as a person, as Aaron. What do I get up to? And I felt like that was the best way to demystify disabilities by just living my life and sharing it here with my community on YouTube. What has been the most rewarding aspect of running your channel? I think it's the comments that I get sometimes from you guys. Sometimes letting me know, that I've taught you something that you didn't know, or I've shifted your perspective on something, or that I have contributed towards your outlook changing regarding disabilities. It's just people acknowledging what I'm doing and encouraging me to keep going. I would say that's the most rewarding aspect of running the channel. What's the biggest challenge you faced as a YouTuber, and how did you overcome it? It's not easy being a YouTuber. It's very lonely. It's very demanding, and sometimes you question yourself a lot. Like, why am I even doing this? Especially if it's not making sense financially. You tend to wonder why you're even wasting your time. Sometimes it feels like you are wasting your time. Hey Roy, how you doing, man? Lovely to see you here. Um, Miss Honey, thank you for joining in. I hope you guys are still watching, and I hope you have also liked the video. Please like the video if you haven't, and if you could share it, I would also appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. Now I don't remember what I was talking about. What question was I answering? Oh, the biggest challenge yeah, it's just difficult. It's not very easy, especially if it's not rewarding you financially. You just question yourself, what am I doing? Sometimes it's a little weird, especially when I was still beginning. Some people didn't understand it. Some people are like, why are you putting yourself out there on the internet? Why are you putting your business? You're oversharing. And sometimes I do worry about oversharing. So, yeah, but then I also want to be authentic because if they weren't those people that who were also very open about their struggles as people with disabilities, who also encouraged me and gave me fuel to keep going, then I wouldn't have. So I also want to be that to someone else. So I would say that's the biggest challenge I faced as a YouTuber. Have I overcome it? I don't think I have. I'm still learning. I'm still not yet very comfortable with YouTube, but hopefully I'll get there someday. How do you come up with content ideas for your channel, and do you have a process? I don't really have a process. Sometimes it's just a comment that will say, can you make a video about this or that? Sometimes I just share what I'm going through. Sometimes I look at my competitors. Can I call them competitors? I wouldn't say that, but I would say I look at people who have similar channels who are also disability oriented. I look at the kind of videos that they are doing, and I also try to get ideas from that. So I wouldn't say I have a specific process. It's just all over the place. I just work with whatever is working at that moment. And speaking of that, if you also have other videos that you would like to see me make in the future, drop them in the comment section, or you can let me know through social media, and I will try and record those videos. What's your favorite video or series on your channel, and why is it your favorite? I don't think I have a favorite video. Some videos are very difficult to make, some are very uncomfortable. I don't think I have a video that I made when probably it was a video when I got 12,000 subscribers. Yes. I remember I was so excited when I got 12,000 subscribers. It's probably my favorite video. I think it's somewhere on my YouTube channel. You can check it out and find it. Um, what's the most memorable or funny moment you have had while filming a YouTube video? Uh, Fun moments. I can't think of any at the moment, but memorable one for the wrong reasons is I recorded a very long video only to find out my microphone was switched off. Yeah, and I wasn't feeling well that day, and it had taken a lot out of me to record that video. I was very frustrated because I had to redo it. And from that day onwards, I never make the mistake of recording a video without a microphone on. I always make sure the mic is switched on. Yeah, because that was crazy. How has your Christian faith influenced your journey and the content you create? I used to be shy to share my faith on YouTube because I felt like it would segregate the audience. But then I realized that it's better for me to be followed by people who identify with me rather than to be pretend to be someone that I'm not. So I just started sharing more about my journey as a Christian. I started being more open about being a Christian. I also started making one or two videos that are focused on my faith because it's much better for people who really relate to me and people who really want to follow me than for me to be to pretend to be someone that I'm not and not be authentic to myself. Because one thing that I promised myself is that I was going to be authentic about who I am, not only as someone with a disability, but the whole idea of who Aaron is as an African, as a black man, as a Christian, as a young person, my struggles, my triumphs, my story, my success, my dreams, my hopes. So that's why I just decided to be open about my Christian faith. How has it influenced my journey? I think I've answered that. Then the content I create. Okay. I think that is answered. Are there any particular Bible verses or spiritual practices that have helped you through tough times? Yes, spiritual practices, prayer, and yes. Being prayerful really, really does help me. I love praying. I am not very good or consistent at it. I try to be, but whenever I feel heavily burdened and there is nothing that I can do about it, and I'm dealing with a situation that I can't control or change, then I resort to prayer and I Okay, it looks like I lost my connectivity. Please let me know if I'm back on properly. Is the live on again? Can you guys see me? Can you hear me? Please let me know. Someone, please drop a comment. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Are we back on? Are we back on, guys? Someone, please drop an emoji or a thumbs up if we are back on. I was having some connectivity issues. I Can you see me? Can you hear me? Are we back on, guys? I don't remember where we dropped off or the last thing that you guys heard me talk about or responding. I just know that it was a lot of faith related questions. I'm hoping you got everything. If not, you can always come back to the live and get back to the section. I think we are going to move on. Let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. Please, I'm not very sure if my connection is working well. So if you could let me know, that would be very helpful. That would be very helpful. Can you hear me? Can you see me? All right, I'm just going to assume you can. Okay, let me finish off there. Just a few more questions left. How does being from Zimbabwe influence your perspective on disability and your content? Being from Zimbabwe as a disabled person is very challenging and difficult because Zimbabwe does not really have very good policies for people with disabilities. I'm just being honest. I'm not bashing my country, and also it's not very accessible. There's a lot of inaccessibility, which makes it very difficult to navigate the country or our systems, our transport systems, our work policies, disability policies. They still need a lot of work. And I must say, there have been recent efforts in improving the lives of disabilities. So I do appreciate that. But the honest reality is, we still have a long way to go. How does it influence my perspective? Yeah, it just makes everything tough. Like I would say, it's very difficult for me to go out and about because I always have to think about, like, how am I going to get there? I don't have a private vehicle, so I have to use public transport. Public transport does not really cater to persons with disabilities because it's very unfriendly towards physically disabled people, and so yeah, it's just difficult. It also limits the kind of content that I can make. Because let's say, for example, I wanted to travel around the country, that would be very difficult because I would end up getting stuck. I would go somewhere and then maybe I can't even access the bathroom or the toilet, and that would just complicate my life. So, like, whenever I have to go somewhere in this country, can you believe it? I have to make a phone call and ask about their entrance, whether it's accessible or not. Because if you don't do that, then you'll be met with a very nasty surprise, which is way more common than it should be. Are there cultural aspects in Zimbabwe that affect how disability is perceived or addressed? Yeah, although it's changing for the better, I feel that in general there's a lot of disrespect towards disabled people. There are a lot of jokes that people make about disabled people. A lot of cruel jokes, I must say. And I don't think it's just a Zimbabwean thing. I've also done this even with disabled influencers, even from countries like the United States or Australia or Canada, where people just make very cruel jokes about them, their appearance, or their lives, especially if they are in romantic relationships. And people are like, oh, it's not a real relationship. She's a caregiver, he's a caregiver, that he doesn't really love her, he's paid, she's pretending to be his wife. It's not really his child if they have babies. It's somebody's baby. Very cruel things and jokes and at the expense of people with disabilities are misconceptions that just continue to perpetuate lies about people with disabilities. So, and I would say those cultural aspects are also there in Zimbabwe, but not only in Zimbabwe. It's a global thing. I must say, I've noticed. How to address them? I don't know. I just don't give it a lot of energy, and I think the best way to address them is to just continue living your life. And at the end of the day, people will just say like, oh wow, people with disabilities are just as capable, just as competent, just as ordinary as anyone else, or exceptional, whatever the case may be. How has your upbringing in Zimbabwe shaped your identity and the way you approach your work? I think I have talked about that. What's something about Zimbabwe culture that you wish more people knew about? We are very friendly people. Zimbabweans are very friendly people. You should visit our country. Come see the majestic Victoria Falls. Come and see the wild animals that we have here in Zimbabwe. You will love it. All the animals you can think of, we have them here in bulk. Talk about elephants, lions, the big five, you name it. Visit the country. There is, of course, the majestic Victoria Falls. We have we have the Chinoi Caves. We have the uh, uh, a lot of tourist attractions that I'm not thinking about at the moment. The Great Zimbabwe, we have Godarejo Park and Wange National Park, and many other national parks. If you are an animal lover, you would love that. Zimbabwean people are very friendly. Come see Zimbabwean people. Come visit Zimbabwe. You won't regret it. And also, we are very resilient people. Zimbabwe has gone through a lot of struggles, economically, social, political, but we continue to be happy. We continue to have a positive outlook, and we continue sometimes even to just joke about everything, which is nice because we keep going. So that's one thing that I wish more people knew about Zimbabweans. Right, almost done, guys. I promise in just a few minutes. Um, Please like the video if you haven't already. I would really, really appreciate that. And also, if you have your own questions that you'd like me to get to, I'm about to get to the questions that you have been dropping in the comment section. So I'm hoping that there are more of them. So please, someone says, "Where are you from, bro?" Okay, I had said that I would respond to questions in the comment section a little later on. I'm from Zimbabwe in Africa. Zimbabwe is right next door to South Africa. I know that a lot of people are familiar with South Africa. Zimbabwe is in the to the south of South Africa, just below South Africa. If you look at the map, that's where I am from. And where are you from, Vlogs? I'd love to know. Okay, let's get back to the questions. Have you had any memorable interactions with your subscribers that you'd like to share? Of course, I would say the most memorable ones are the ones where someone, I've had a couple of times where people have bought me stuff to ensure that my video quality is better. Someone bought me a microphone. Someone bought me a stand to put my camera. Someone even got me a microphone who is also subscribed to this channel. So I would say those are the most memorable interactions. Oh, and by the way, I had forgotten to mention this. I am so grateful. Last year, oh, I should say about 8 or 9 months ago, I lost my wheelchair to a scam, and I made a video talking about it on this channel. And one of my subscribers suggested that I start a GoFundMe page, some kind of GoFundMe page, where my subscribers could pool resources, funds, money together through donations for me to get a new wheelchair. And you guys came through for me. I am actually sitting on my new wheelchair right now. I don't know if you can see it. The old one that I used to have didn't have have a headrest. This is the wheelchair. You can't really see it right now, but I did post a video talking about it. I would say that is one of the most memorable things that have happened to me on this channel. When you guys came together and actually bought me a wheelchair, I still can't believe strangers would do that for someone. In fact, it's wrong of me to call you strangers. We are all family here. So I'm so grateful to every one of you who contributed, who donated, who liked the post, who suggested the idea, even just people who celebrated with me. I love you guys and I appreciate you and thank you so much. Thumbs up to you for that. Thank you so much. I would say that's my most memorable interaction with subscribers on my channel. How do you handle negative comments or criticism on your videos? Like water, I just let it slide off me. I don't take it too personally because I know that it's the internet. People are hurting out there, and hurt people. I don't take it personally. Some people are just rude, and I know that I'm not money. I'm not gonna make everyone happy. I'm not ice cream. Okay. Some people are lactose intolerant. I'm not money. I'm not like money. Not everyone's gonna like me. Not everyone's gonna want more of me. So I don't take negative comments or criticism personally. I just ignore most of the times. It has nothing to do with me. So I don't take it too personally. That's how I just let it go. What impact do you hope to have on your viewers and the broader community? I just hope that I continue to demystify disabilities for you guys, one video at a time, by sharing my life, my story, my experiences, my thoughts, my ideas, my suggestions, that I raise disability awareness, that I'm a good advocate, and that I demystify disability, I break stereotypes, I address misconceptions and assumptions. That's my hope. That's the impact that I hope to have. What's the most meaningful feedback you've received from a viewer? Uh, Probably that I should be a little bit more relaxed. When I started my YouTube channel, I used to be very serious. I used to present everything like I was a professor. I'm not saying that now my presentation skills are perfect, but I'm now trying to be a little bit more relaxed and not so serious and just try to be chilled. I would say that was the most meaningful feedback I've received so far. And I've realized that the more that I relax and the more that I'm just myself, the easier it is to make those videos. And the easier it is also to come on here and just have some you guys. What's a behind the scenes fact about your YouTube setup or filming process that might surprise people? Is that I don't have very fancy equipment. I'm just using a webcam on my laptop right now to record this. I don't have too much fancy equipment or anything, and that I'm not a very good at editing. My editing skills are very basic. I don't have any experience in editing videos, and I'm just learning everything as I go. I would say that's one thing that people don't know about my YouTube setup. Some people think I've got all this kind of complicated things. I've got lights that are out of this world. No, I don't. Is sitting on a cardboard box right now so that the angle is a little bit more flattering. But apart from that, there isn't really much to talk about my YouTube setup or filming process. I actually wish it would be easier. I'm hoping that I'll be able to get a simpler camera very soon. A GoPro maybe, or this other camera that I'm really dreaming about. We'll see how that goes. How do you balance your time between filming, editing, and other aspects of your life? The only thing that is making videos difficult for me is that I'm not feeling very well this day, so I hardly have the energy or the mental capacity to record or make videos. But because I'm not working, I don't have a formal job. If I wasn't feeling well, then I would have all the time in the world to make as much content as possible. And also, if I was healthy, then that would also mean that I would have the strength, the capacity and the what do I say? The uh, I would have the ability to edit and the strength, the time. I would be healthy enough to do it. But as it is, I also have to make sure that I don't overexert myself, so that does limit the number of the amount of content that I'm able to put out there. Do you have a team that helps you with your channel, or do you handle everything on my own? A team? No, that's the dream. But as far as things are concerned right now, I am a single man show. I do everything by myself, which is difficult. What's the hardest part about creating content that most people wouldn't realize? I think it's coming up with ideas, and it's just the ability to keep going when you are not getting the views that you want. That's the most difficult part about creating content, because it's nice to create content that thousands or even hundreds of thousands or millions of people watch, but if you are getting very few views, hardly 100 views per video like I do, then it's quite difficult to keep yourself motivated and going. I promise I'll be done in 10 minutes, guys. If you haven't, please like the video. I would really appreciate it. Like the video. And also, if you have a question that you'd like me to get to, please drop it in the comment section. Please drop your questions in the comment section. I promise I'll get to them. I promise I will. Please like the video so that the YouTube algorithm can push it out. Like and share. I would appreciate it if you could do that for me. Thank you. I can see that you guys are liking the video. Please do like and share and share. Please share the video if you can. If you have any questions that you would also like me to get to, drop them in the comment section. I will get to them as soon as I'm done with the ones that I received yesterday. I'm almost done, I promise. What's your go-to comfort food or favorite dish? I I don't know. I like chips. You okay, chips. In Africa, we call them fresh chips, which are essentially like your fries, your French fries, in the Western world. I know I have a lot of Western subscribers. I have a lot of subscribers from the western part of the world. I would call them French fries. In Africa, we call them fresh chips. Uh, yeah, those ones. Maybe I would say that's my comfort food, but I don't try to eat too much of them. Health reasons. It's junk food, so you know how it is. If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go and why? At the moment, anywhere accessible. I feel like as someone with a disability, I don't have too many options. So wherever is accessible for me as a wheelchair user, I would love to go there. But I'm not sure if Bali is accessible. I would love to go to Bali. I would also love to go to the Maldives. I would love to go to Asia, specifically Tokyo, Japan, or Beijing, China. I think that would be an experience. Also to the United States, I'd love to visit the United States. There are a few places I'd love to see there. Also, I hear it's quite wheelchair accessible, so that would be interesting. So basically, anywhere that's accessible, the UK, Australia, wherever. But I think I have a thing for the islands. I would love to visit an island, just spend some time at the beach or something like that. Zimbabwe is a landlocked country, so I've never been to the beach. So you know how it is. If you could have dinner with any three people, living or dead, who would they be and why? My dad, who's late, I think. Um, my grandfather was also late. Uh, Yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, and probably one or two of my role models. I can't really think of anyone at the moment. But yeah. What's a fun fact about you that your subscribers might not know? Oh yeah. A fun fact about me is that I can sing. Yeah, I know. It's a shocker, right? I can sing. I'm not saying I'm very good at it, like I have the best voice in the world. No, but I can sing. I'm a decent singer. I used to be a recording artist actually, and I am actually considering going back to music and starting recording music again. Christian contemporary music, in case you're wondering. So that's a fun fact about me. I'm a singer. I can sing, I can write music, I can compose songs, but I can't play any instruments because I have very limited finger function. Yep. Right. Almost done, almost done, almost done, I promise. What's your favorite thing about doing live streams compared to pre-recorded videos? Is that I don't have to edit videos. That's the best part about doing live streams, and I think I'm going to be doing more of them, especially if you guys continue to support them and if you continue to like the videos and to share them, then I'll definitely make sure that I keep on doing more live streams. So no, Miss Honey, I don't produce music. I was a recording artist. I would write songs, I would compose songs, I would sing on the songs. That's pretty much what I was doing. And then I'd get someone else to do the actual music production, mastering and mixing. I didn't know how to do that. I would love to hear what you produce. Oh, okay. Oh, well, thank you for the encouragement. I will work on a song. I probably before the year ends I'll drop something. I will see how that will work out. Guys, if anyone is watching the live stream and you haven't liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. It's a very small but huge way of supporting me. Please like the video, hit that thumbs up button. It will really, really mean the world to me. Thank you very much. Let me just rush through the very few remaining questions and then we call it a day. What's your favorite thing? Okay, I already answered that one. How do you prepare for a live stream? Any tips for staying calm and focused? I just try to think about what I'm going to talk about. I decide the topic maybe a day or two before, and then I just put myself in the zone. I try to organize my thoughts together so that I don't ramble too much. And then just before the live stream, look at me talking about music. I blast music, like my favorite songs, just to uplift myself and put myself in a really positive sort of mind frame. I so that I get myself pumped up for the live stream. That's what I do. So just before this live stream, I was blasting music at very loud volumes just to get myself in the zone, just to energize myself for you guys. Any tips for staying calm and focused? Just get your thoughts organized together. And if you are confident about what you are talking about and you really know what you're going to talk about, then you have no reason to panic or anything like that. What's the most unexpected question you've been asked during a live stream? I'm not even going to talk about it. It was a very inappropriate question. I do get a lot of inappropriate questions, especially when you're asking people to submit questions anonymously. But sometimes you just wonder why someone would ask you a question like that. Yeah, some people are just out there just like that. So I can't repeat the unexpected question that I got. But yeah, but there have been also some unusual questions. Like someone did ask me if there were any advantages to being disabled. It was a weird but very interesting question. I wasn't expecting anyone to ask me if there were any advantages to being disabled. So that was interesting. It happened in a past live stream. How do you engage with your audience during a live stream? Any strategies I use? I just, try to interact with the people who are watching as much as possible. I try to keep it simple like that. Those were the questions that were submitted yesterday, guys. So I don't know if there are any questions that I forgot to talk about. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Someone was going to, yeah, I was going to get in trouble for this. So many people were asking me to talk about my relationship status. Okay, people are very curious to know if I'm in a relationship. The simple answer is no, I'm not in a relationship. I'm single. And I'm not single for the reasons you may think. It doesn't have anything to do with my disability. It just has something to do with the fact that I don't feel ready for a relationship. And the reason that I don't feel ready for a relationship is that I'm doing well. My health is a lot of complications right now. I'm focused on getting better. And also, maybe another reason is that I'm not working and I don't feel like it's fair or responsible to be in a romantic relationship if you are not financially stable because everyone needs to pull their weight. At least that's what I believe. Especially as a man, I want to be a provider. So until that is in place, I don't think I'm going to get into any romantic relationship. I just feel like that's a responsible thing to do. But you all know how it goes. If I find someone who sweep me off my feet and I absolutely fall for them, I don't see why I shouldn't be in a relationship. So if I meet the right person, I may change my mind. You may hear me saying that I am in a relationship. But as far as that is concerned right now, I am single. So, to all those hundreds of questions I got about people asking me if I'm in a relationship, I hope I have answered you. Now we are moving to our comment section. Do you have any questions for me? If you are watching this, please like the video. Please like the video, give it a big thumbs up. It will really, really help me out. If you are watching this video, please give it a big, big, big thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. Also, if you could share it with someone, even though we have almost come to the end of the live stream, it will still help. I think there was a lot of interesting things that were discussed in this video, and I'm sure that some would love to go through them. Miss Honey says, "What would you want to produce an EP?" Uh, since I am not aware of how to do the production myself, I would obviously need someone to do that for me. So I would need to, I need to get some funds for that. And as soon as I do that, if I can pay someone to do the actual music production, the engineering of the sound, the mixing, the mastering, I think that's what I would need to produce an EP. Mysterious Africa says hi. Hi, Mysterious Africa. How are you doing? Thank you for joining the live stream. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. If you haven't liked the video, please do so. I would appreciate that. And if you have any questions for me, kindly drop them in the comment section as we are wrapping up. I will be wrapping up in about 5 minutes. So please do that and I'll get to your question. Mysterious Africa also says you are so well spoken. I would love to be as well. Oh, thank you. I didn't know that. I don't regard myself as someone who is so well spoken. In fact, I find myself quite awkward and weird on camera. So I appreciate your kind words. I'm sure you can be as well. Just practice, I guess. At least that's what I try to do. Truth Armando, thank you for being on the live stream as well. I appreciate you. Please make sure you have liked this video. It will really, really be helpful to me. What genre of music do you like singing? Christian music, contemporary Christian music. That's my thing. That's my thing. I would say that's my thing. Or inspirational music. That's as far as I would stray away from contemporary Christian music. Any other question from anyone? Let me quickly check my social media if anyone else dropped a question for me. I had asked some guys to drop questions there. Let me see if anyone actually did me on my social media. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Uh, Let me quickly check if there are any questions for me on my social media. As I'm wrapping up, I only have about a minute or so. I only have about a minute or so. Um, Let me see. Okay, there's a question about a relationship which I've already answered. It looks like a lot of people just wanted to know if I'm in a relationship or not. And I think I have already addressed that. Unfortunately, the answer I'm sure wasn't as dramatic as most people were hoping for. Let me see if there are other questions here that I can wrap up on in about 5 minutes. Uh, In one of your old Q&A videos, you said you are single. I'd like to know if you are still single and what is the real reason you are single. Don't lie to us. Well, the assumption that I would lie to you, I think I've adequately addressed that. I've already talked about why, yes, I'm still single. I've already talked about why I'm single. I think I've tried to do that to the best of my ability. Would you be willing to go on a date with a stranger if I ask politely? LOL. Interesting. This stranger might need to introduce themselves first. And yeah, of course. Why not? Why not? Why not? Going on a date will not hurt anyone. Yeah, the stranger needs to introduce themselves first. We can always make it happen. Get in touch. Don't be shy. You always seem so positive and full of encouragement. What's your secret? Some disabled people I know are quite miserable, but you don't seem that way at all. First of all, this thing of assuming that disabled people are miserable because they are so miserable because of their disabilities, it's a misconception. It's a stereotype. Not all of us are like that. Yes, of course, we are all human beings. We have our ups and our downs, but please don't assume that just because someone is a disability, they are miserable. You always seem so positive and full of encouragement. I'm not always so positive. I do have my days. I do have my ups and downs. I just try not to focus on the negative, and I just try um, to be positive, but it's not always the case. I try. There's a lot of effort that goes into it. What is your favorite quote or Bible verse? Nothing will beat John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish but have eternal life. Powerful scripture. Nothing beats that. That's number one. Do you go to work? What kind of job do you do? I think I've addressed that. Uh, would you like would you like someone who doesn't have a disability to advocate for your rights? Yes, why not? As people with disabilities, we need allies, we need friends, we need advocates. So if someone is passionate about the disability cause and knows what they are doing and what they are talking about, then why not? The more the merrier. What kind of life do you wish to see for persons with disabilities? Comfortable lives, and a world that is also designed with us in mind. Is there anything you wish people understood about living with a disability? Our lives are not that different. Our lives are not that extraordinary. Our lives are not that unusual. We are human beings at the end of the day. The only difference that might be there between you and me is that I'm in a wheelchair and you are not, or I have a disability and you don't. But our experiences, for the most part, are largely the same. Ah, okay, that's an inappropriate question. Not gonna do that. Sorry. Do you feel like you are you are limited? Do you feel like your life is limited in any way? Yes, I can't do as many things as I would want to because the real truth is my disability does place some physical limitations on me. Let's say I want to do bungee jumping, I can't do that. Or I want to be a dancer, I can't do that because I mean, I could, but realistically, yes, there are some limitations. There are certain things I can't do, certain places I can't go because of accessibility. So yeah. Uh wow, another inappropriate question. Uh you once mentioned you really love music. What would be your dream concert to attend? Uh I don't know. A gospel concert, I guess. I that's probably a very boring answer for some people, but that's my truth. Some very large scale gospel concerts. I would love that in a very big space with thousands of voices just raised to the Lord, praising God. I think I would really love that. If you could change one thing about yourself or your life, what would it be? One thing about myself. If I could change it, I think I would like to be less anxious, less worried, less depressed. Yeah, less sick. Oh yes, I would love to have 100% health. Yeah, being unhealthy is miserable, guys. Let me tell you, if you are healthy, you are blessed. If you don't have to go to the hospital or to the doctors that often, trust me, you are way more blessed than you realize. Being healthy is a real big blessing. Trust me on that. So if I could change that thing about myself, I would love my health to be not so fragile. Do you sometimes wish you could walk? Yes. Especially when I'm frustrated, yes, I do wish I could walk. Or I can't access a certain place because it's inaccessible. I can't go someplace or I can't do some things. Then, yes, I do have some days where I wish I could walk. But, like they say, it's just wishful thinking. And with that, I think we have come to the end of this live broadcast. Let me say, uh, what about Christian rap? I'm not good at rap. I've never attempted to do it. I think I might. I don't know. I don't think I'm really good at that. As Miss Honey says, there is an artist called KB. I know he is. Let me see. Let me see if I can read your message properly. There's an artist called KB. I love his songs. Let It Rain is nice. I don't think I am familiar with his music. I am going to check it out. Thank you for suggesting him. Before we wrap this up, if you are watching this and you haven't liked the video, please kindly do so. I would really appreciate it. It really does help a lot with the YouTube algorithm. Does anyone else have a question? Or we can call this a wrap. I think we can call this a wrap. Thank you guys for joining me on this live stream. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. It wouldn't have been the same without you. There were only just a few of us today, less than 10, less than 5, maybe, if we're being honest. Hopefully, the more we do this, the more others will join us as well. Let me know if you would like me to do this frequently. I am open to it. But thank you so much. Miss Honey says great live stream. Thank you, Miss Honey. I appreciate you. Hopefully you will join me again next time I go live. I will try to do it as soon as possible. Thank you for being here with me. I appreciate you. Thank you for watching my content, everyone. Let me know if you have any ideas or videos you'd like to see in the future, and I will do my best to make that happen. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. I appreciate you. You are a blessing to me. God bless you, and enjoy the rest of your day. I appreciate you so much. Love you, everyone. Bye.